What is happening, y'all? So this is going viral right now. As I was scrolling through my Twitter feed, I said, "Okay, well let's check this out. Let's talk about it." All right.
I just had the worst experience ever at the gym, at Gold's Gym, and I think this is probably happening at gyms across America, where like trans women are going into the women's locker room and not really caring about how women feel about it.
Well, we've been hearing about this for a while now. I'll tell you this. I'll tell you my own experience with it, because it threw me off. Like, it totally threw me off. It was with a trans man. Yeah. And I was getting ready to go into the bathroom of this, because I have a couple of gym memberships. And this one particular gym that I go to is close to my home. Excuse me. I'm about to go in, and I see this thick chick walking out. And I was like, wait, did she just come up to men's? And I'm like, this is totally in the middle of all this going on. You know, this political climate, everything. This was a few months ago. I think this was earlier this year this happened. Or late last year. But even though I know about this was the first time I witnessed it. This is the first time I experienced it. So I see this chick, she had short hair, thick chick walking out. And I was like, wait a minute, did she just come out? And I was like, oh. And I was like, that feels strange. It's like men probably would have less of an issue of women walking around the men's locker room than women would, with men walking around. So, like, I was like thinking about it. I was like, yeah, that'd have been strange. Like, if I'd seen her out of the corner of my eye walk by, and because your brain knows, you tell immediately. You know what I mean? Apparently she wasn't passing very well. You know what I'm saying? So, I was like, that's strange. I was just like, whatever. Like, I didn't see this person anymore coming in and out of the bathroom. Now, the gym I go to on the majority of the time, bathrooms are separate from the locker room. So I would never know. Well, I guess I would, but I've never seen. When we do have a trans man that comes there, that actually made me double take. Like, it was like, that. It's like the dude has a girl's butt. And I was like, oh, it threw me off. It threw me out. Past, much better. Actually looks more like a teenage boy or early 20s boy. But I've never seen this person in the bathroom. So anyway, but there have been certain situations in bathrooms, in high schools and stuff, where it's like, okay, you need to get a handle on it. It's like you need to have a gender neutral bathroom and locker room, so they can just go in and no problem. You know what I'm saying?
It's really hurtful, yo. Like, how you gonna say you want to be a woman or that you are a woman, but you don't give a fuck how women feel? Today I was naked.
Excellent point.
In the locker room. I turn around and there's a man there in boy clothes, lip gloss, standing there looking at me. I'm butt naked. So the first thing I think is maybe there's a worker in here. Maybe I missed the sign.
That makes me wonder if he was looking, or just like she getting undressed and she look up and you know how people talk. He was like, yeah, I look up, they looking at me, and it's like they really not looking at you, but you caught eye contact type of thing. But I've been hearing that to certain trans women that have been using it to get in there. I don't know what they call it, but there's a name for it. I think I might have heard Blair White talk about it. There's a name for it for certain ones that kind of use it. It's more of getting off dressing like a woman rather than believing you're a woman and dressing like a woman to fit how you feel. You know what I mean?
I say the word sir to say, sir, what are you doing in here? He goes, don't fucking talk to me. I'm a woman. I have a right to be in here. Uh-oh. Immediately, I'm fucking pissed because I'm butt naked. I feel violated. I feel like weird. Like, I don't want to deal with this, right? So the girls are walking in and they're seeing the commotion and they actually chime in and say, yo, I don't know why he's in here. He's not supposed to be in here. And then I talk to the people that work at Gold's Gym and they don't really have anything to do. They just like, oh, we can file a report about it, incident report. What the fuck is going on? Like, listen, how can you say...
But do y'all have... so does Gold's Gym have a rule on it or not? Like, I assume the employees would know to say, well, he's a trans woman, so yes, this person can be there. Or they would say, oh, really? Let's write that up. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, the staff didn't even seem familiar on the situation, on the rules. Where's she at? Did she say where she's living?
You're a woman or you want to be a woman and you don't care how women feel. That's nothing more manly than not giving a fuck about how women feel, I'd like to think.
Well, no. I mean, she's angry. I see what she's saying. No, plenty of men care about how women feel. Plenty. Or a lot of stuff wouldn't have happened by now. You got what I'm saying? So men care about how women feel. And there's a lot of men fighting for you to get your bathrooms back. You do know that, right? So that was not a man thing to not care about how a woman feels. That was this person's problem, not caring about how other women feel.
I get it. Like, everybody has their own things, and I don't want to say that I know everything about gay rights or trans rights. I'm a lesbian. I've been a lesbian my whole life. I treat people I want to be treated regardless of whatever they sexual.
That just made this even more interesting, didn't it? That just made this even more interesting. Because from what I've seen online and the way things are kind of communicated is that the LGBTQ community is very united. However, I've heard about the infighting and I've heard about how like the L and the G want to get away from the T. You know what I mean? I've heard about that. I remember years ago, because I have excellent gaydar, right? This ex-girlfriend of mine did not. And she was bisexual. And she still couldn't tell when people were one way or the other, right? So she had a best friend, who was a gay man. And after I met him, I said something to her. I said, she had said something about his girlfriend or something. I was like, I'm telling you, dude's gay. No, he used to do plays with me and stuff and, sing in the choir. This and that, he might be a little feminine, but he's not. I'm like, okay. 3-4 years later, he came out. I was sitting there like, so when the trans thing started to ramp up, I said to him, and this is before I was even a YouTuber. I asked her actually to ask him. I said, hey, listen, next time you talk to him, it was cool. He was cool too. He was doing commercials and stuff, and I would ask for advice because I was thinking about getting into acting at the time, and he was doing his thing. I think I saw him in the T-Mobile commercial. I was like, yo, there he is. Anyway, so I said, can you ask him to explain the whole trans thing that's going on right now that I'm starting to hear in the news? And she did. And when she talked to me about it, she was like, you know what he said to me? And I was like, what? She was like, he said, don't ask me. He said, they are as strange to us as we are to you. That's what he said. I was like, wow. Oh, okay. I did not expect to hear that.
orientation is or whatever they decide. So I'm not transphobic and I'm not homophobic. I'm not straightphobic. I'm not racist. None of these things. I just believe in treating people how I want to be treated. Why do you guys think it's okay for men to be in the women's restroom? And like, when is the cutoff point? Is it like...
But the answer to, she should know this, the answer to that is going to be trans women are women or trans men are men. You see what I'm saying? They're going to totally skip over that. You know what I'm saying? And disregard the fact that one person is a biological male or female. So it's, you know what I mean? Like I've seen enough videos. I've seen enough videos of this discussion going on, and it kind of always runs over to that point. You know what I mean?
Oh, you cut off your penis, you can come in here.
Where's the cutoff line?
Making the laws, and if you really want to fucking be safe,
where's the cutoff line? You know what? And I think for most women that would let that pass, that is the cutoff point. No pun intended. It's when that's gone, because to them that's a threat. That's a threat, and it's strange, and they like, I ain't sign up for this. That's how a lot of women feel about that. It's like, if it's gone, if physically, other than saying that, they don't pass, if they knew it wasn't there, I think it's easier for them to deal with, considering certain situations, even though it's not most of the situations that have happened that women are frightened of. They have happened. So that's the thing that scares them.
Feel good. Why don't we just make trans restrooms? Because it ain't right. The way I feel right now. And don't come into my comments about he gay, he ain't looking at you. I don't give a fuck, bro. It's about a feeling, yo. Like, if you never been a little girl who been touched or been through some shit, you won't understand that feeling. And you've never been a little girl.
Well, I mean, I don't think it even... I just know what she's talking about. I don't think it has anything to do with being touched or anything like that. Did this thing stop recording? I swear, why? Why did it stop recording? Okay, but because that could be any woman, you know what I'm saying? But yes, it probably makes it worse if something like that has happened. You know, I've heard different psychologists talk about such situations, and you know that some people believe that you're born that way. I personally believe it's both. I believe that you can be born that way, but I also believe that you can be socialized that way, because in certain cultures, especially if you read about hundreds or thousands of years ago, with certain people, it was part of the culture to do certain things. You know what I mean? And, you know, cross that road and intermingle and all that stuff. People did that. It was just the name of the game. You know what I mean? So, you know, and I've heard certain psychologists talk about if something was done to you when you were younger, you know, and I was talking about this with a director that I know, like one of his boys that happened to him. And he was talking about how, you know, every once in a while he craves that, even though he knows the reason why he craves it is because something happened to him when he was younger, you know. But anyway, very interesting story. I'm sure this is probably going to be on the news. If it's not, it's going to be all over the internet. Post your comments down below. Let me know what you think about the situation. My personal view, okay, you need to make that third bathroom, or you need to go where your artillery is. You know, your hardware, whatever your hardware is, just, you know, let's everybody respect everybody, and you know, until the ultimate change is made, you know, go where your hardware is supposed to go. 10 million subscribers.